to my channel. Thanks for sticking by and showing support on my videos. I'm all seeing that, and I'm so excited to see the comments and all the appreciative interactions that I've got on my videos, and it's really sparking a lot of hope in the future for my channel. So I'd like to thank you so much for being here with me on this tarot journey, and I hope this reading gives you as well like clarity and help, whatever the situation may be. So, announcing the topic, today's topic will be centered around the month August. You'll probably see that on the thumbnail. But what specifically am I going to cover? As you can see, I've got like lots of cards in each of the decks, on the piles. Well, this is going to cover in general events, overall the energies that are surrounding your month, what you can expect, if there is something you should prepare for it to not catch you by surprise. Some maybe dominant themes or energies or people that are going to be revolving around your situation. And I guess that's with what I'm beginning with, though I'm open to whatever it is that the cards will show. Keep in mind this is a general reading, so not everything will resonate, but I'm sure there is definitely something here for you if you've come across that video. So let's jump right into the reading. 4 piles, as you can see. First one with the stone, it's called like yellow Jasper. Second one is Carnelian, Unakite, and the last one is red Jasper. So let's jump right into the reading with each of your piles. I guess I'll be posting the timestamps. If not, then that will take me some time, but definitely check the description for that, and I'll be seeing you each individually in your piles that you've selected. Yeah, I hope you're excited because I definitely am. So many cards, we never know what we can find here. Hello, first pile, the ones of you who've chosen the yellow Jasper. This reading is for you. Let's see what does the month August have in stock for you. Moving beyond this in reverse, we've got the Ace of Chalices. That's gonna be the Ace of Cups. Communication is the key. Okay, that's already very intriguing. Dance with life. Do something to change your energy. Here you got 5 of Pentacles, and this is merriment. Okay. So what I'm gonna do is basically decipher the message, and as I'm going to do that, I'll draw some other like rows of cards just in case to not miss anything. And yeah, so right off the bat, with the energy of the moving beyond, I felt to say, like, the first thing that came in mind is the fact that the first pile has some sort of element of stability. Moving beyond is a card, before I read the description and like fit it in the context, I want to say this card for me signifies not yet expanding your comfort zone, or not yet being able to advance in stuff that's concerned with movement. That's not necessarily a bad thing. That could mean that you'll not be moving around, or you'll not change places much. Let's say, like, the first pile feels much stable in let's say movement, or I don't see here drastic changes, or let's say this is going to be more of a vacation, or if not vacation, then a period of time in which you'll feel safe and pretty peaceful with how things are going right where you are. So this is a card that on the good side represents stability, predictability as well, benefic routine, um, as well as a sense of like a stable and a peaceful home. So I feel as though the first pile has a place of retreat, and they like to go there, they like to stay there and spend time in a more introverted way. Because right after that card comes the ace of chalices. That means you like it when the surroundings are, let's say, beneficial to your overall state of being. Let's say you are the person that most likely depends on the atmosphere that surrounds them. So you'll be able to transform and create that sort of atmosphere around you in the month of August that is going to be cohesive to or with your emotions, with your activities, or with general, let's say, hobbies or activities that you really enjoy. By the way, something here with the communication is the key. I felt as though the first pile has some sort of either very close friends that are going to be joining you, or you just have one best friend that really understands you. Like, I feel as though that person is either like a very close friend or just like, it's not even just, it's like, could be a partner, by the way. Though it feels as though the first pile is very individualistic, is very like, I like to control and I like to create my identity around my solitude and around my activities that are really representing my areas of interests. By the way, I don't know who is watching that first pile, but I got some sort of sense of a really stable abundance here with the month August, and it's like an abundance that comes not in explosive ways. It's more of an abundance that comes like that feeling when you invest in something and it gives you like long-term money or long-term fulfillment, you know? Because that card, it's called the Dance with Life, and I feel as though you've managed at this time in your life to achieve lots of things that are really supporting your abundance and your stability. So I'm not sure like who you are, but I see you really enjoying home life, luxurious like type of living. Joy with life also sparks to me a feeling of great peace, a profound cooperation and coexistence with different phases and areas of life. That means you are most likely to reach a point in August, a point in which you'll feel fulfillment and like you are walking amidst a cycle that really harmonizes with you. A dance with life is a card that would fall for a person that is very attuned and connected with everything that's happening in their life. I don't sense here chaos. I don't sense here a sense of explosive, drastic, irresponsible energies. I sense more of a calm and stable and controlled life in a positive way. Something about this pile specifically sparks to me a sentiment of luxury, of a joy that starts from the material world and continues on in the spiritual, you know? You could be a person that is more um, finding themselves on a spectrum of aristocratic people. Whatever that means, it most likely doesn't have to only necessarily mean money or stability in the sense of abundance or huge house and whatever. You must have that quality of grace, even refined taste here. And in regards to the month August, I see you activating and really living in the moment with those qualities. With that card, as I said, I see you sharing those qualities. Either for some of you, this is going to be a very close friend. This could also be a family member, but most likely this is a friend, because I saw that like you and that person are very close, and you understand each other. Like you trust that person very well, very much. Interestingly enough, with the merriment card, I see you undergoing some sort of activities together, as well could be with your partner, that are going to be like celebratory. Like you are going to celebrate that fulfillment, you know, the one I've mentioned here. As well as for you, the month August will be one of, let's say, right period of time to invest yourselves in artistic endeavors, in overall, like there is something that sparks in this pile as artistry, or even activities that are closely linked to art. You must have that refined, as I said, refined taste in things that are really of quality, you know? I don't see the first pile being accustomed to cheap stuff. I see you as valuing quality in your life, and I see you surrounding yourselves with that equal quality of things, it being in material stuff, your relationships. Like you must be that person who can't settle for things that are any less than, let's say, worthy and really valuable. As well as you must be that person who exudes those qualities. So for you, the month August, as I said, is a very like stable, like a checkpoint, or like you know, on YouTube there is like a pause button, you know. So this could be as well you, like you clicking on that pause button in the month of August and really acknowledging and being profoundly grateful for all of the things that you've managed to go through so far. That's what I saw here as well with the Five of Pentacles. The Five of Pentacles traditionally talks about lack, traditionally talks about not having enough. So in August, congratulations if that's your message, like if you've gone through some hardships in your life. If the first pile, I feel as though you were the people who undergone some life cycles that were profoundly revolutionizing your inner being. And for you, the month of August will be like a trophy that I have managed to grow so much and recognize that I have gone through the Five of Pentacles and I have prevailed. Not only that, I have managed to share that with a loved one. I have managed to not only give that to myself, that thing which I craved, but as well I was able to give that to someone else. That being your best friend either, that person who you feel like they really deserve and understand that quality of value of, as I said, they understand, they see, they feel exactly what I'm trying to convey here. And you stepping in that generosity phase of your life. That's a really beautiful combination of energies. To be honest, I really admire when I see, let's say, a very evolved approach to money, as well as combining those with, there is like this stereotype, or I don't know how you can call it, that you have to be poor and spiritually evolved. I see finally here an example in the first pile, someone who enjoys a quality of abundance that is normal, that is of great quality. I see you as having money basically, and while being as well spiritually evolved and connected. You are most likely, I believe the first pile is the person or the example of people who is able to combine those. You are basically the example of people who can both live an honest life, um, a life full of integrity, while still being in the world and flourishing financially. It's not necessary for you to struggle for spiritual evolution and be poor, you know? You're an example that these things can be cohesive, and the month of August will be just a confirmation of that thing. Your month will be one of, let's say, not unnecessary movement. So you've heard that the people who are confident, the people who believe in themselves, they are the least likely ones to boast about their self-confidence. So this is just about you. You possessing those qualities is not going to be a play that is thrown out there. So you must have that calm acknowledgement within yourself that you know your worth and that you know your value, so much so that you don't need to defend it. This August feels very harmonious, and I really like that for you, first pile. It's a feeling of walking in the middle of the summer in a mansion that has a garden, that of a house that's really clean, that's really organized, that's really giving you that feeling of peace, that feeling of balance, And if the first pile is going to complain, for example, that maybe you don't have those material stuff, this reading is showing me that you've got that all within you. It's in your like DNA, let's say. And the nudge, the calling, the message from the universe is basically you to actualize it. If you haven't managed to like financially go out and solve those, that means you have the world inside of you and you're called to express it. You're called to manifest it, basically. With the Ace of Chalices, that's going to be an Ace of Cups. This is going to reflect, first of all, in the quality of your emotions. So that means if you have that vision I have described, if you're not yet there, then the month of August or the days that are waiting, like June, July, whatever, those are the days in which you have to place that foundation. And that foundation will first come with your emotions, basically, settling. Or I mean by that, your emotions or your peace, your well-being, your emotional well-being being the foundation for that dream to actually come true. You most definitely have that potential here. Like, there's no way those cards show me that. Like, there is no way. Don't believe in that. There is no coincidence that those energies showed in the reading. That should speak something for you. Your August as well could be very busy, because that's like the 10 of Wands, and the 10 of Wands traditionally is a man or a person that holds lots of burdens. Though in your case, I feel as though you will manage to somehow do those, but long range, long distance. That means, again, like the 7 of air, that's like stability for me. Like that person, that representation shows me shows a woman who sits really. So that means you'll have lots of if even opportunities, even work, it will be long range, long distance. Everything that's required of you really, you can do it from your home. Your job could be that way. It's going to be a busy month, by the way, but it's busy and yet enjoyable one. Like, you'll not be thrown out of balance basically, and you'll definitely have time for yourselves. First pile, I see that in the 10 of Wands, this woman manages to like work all and juggle all those papers, and it's giving me really a vibe or an energy of a businesswoman basically. Funnily enough, a businesswoman that deep inside is very connected to their like spiritual side. So the star is in reverse. That means, as I said, like there is an energy here of you being not in the reach, like you being basically out of reach in the month of August, but that could mean that you are required to do that. You may be with the star accustomed to attention or to public stuff. Like if you work and that work requires you to be basically exposed, that means in your month of August you'll not have that same level of exposure, but I feel as though you'll not suffer from that. You'll manage to be active and to enjoy a life of peace, let's say at home, even if that requires for you to be out of radar for a while. Three of Pentacles, that card reminds me of teamwork, so you could be working alone, or you could be undergoing some sort of project on your own. You only understand the logistics of that project, and fortunately or not, you will be required to work on your own for a while, because for you to join a team on that endeavor, that person would have to understand and have the same level of experience and qualification for the project that you have in mind. And it feels as though you'll have to basically work on your own for a while without their help. And it feels as though you'll have to endure lots of patience. Like, your month of August reminds me as well of a period of time in which we invest, we patiently grind, let's say, and do stuff that's more or less repetitive, sometimes even boring, but I'm sure you have that discernment to understand that it's all for this effort will pay off, basically. So as I said, like you will successfully end the month of August with some sort of project that has been launched, basically. You will work on something in this month, and by the end of it, this is of course going to be different, but I see you successfully launching something, either starting or really working your way through that project very patiently, because that card is of patience, and you finally seeing it come to fruition, you having that effort invested, and you feeling that, yeah, I know it was worth it, and you'll see the results. Because see that person here, they stand alongside like a chest of a treasure, and they look far into the like horizon for ship. Basically that's your project. So you having that sort of feeling of fulfillment that you have managed to complete something through and on your own, and it's going to be like a trophy, you know. Something about this pile specifically sparks lots of serious stuff, like business serious stuff. You most likely are not very, you in your nature are very stable. You like stability, you like predictability, and you set and flourish your goals in that sentiment. You like tangible things. You like to see things that are real, that are achievable, and you don't like to be in the clouds, basically. So this month will revolve as well with an aura of seriousness, of planning, of down to earth, and yeah, most likely, as I said, it's not something new. I don't see something new here specifically in the reading. It's you enjoying your sense of abundance in the month of August. Again, this pile is showing me very interesting introverted energies with the Hanged Man, with the Five of Cups, and as well with the Eight of Air. So that is hinting the fact that you like to be either an organizer of events, or if not events, most likely it's not events, but just you like to be in the top of the pyramid, let's say, not financial pyramid. You just like to have like a map in which you have the flexibility to where you go, where you can invest yourself next. I see here a person that's so introverted yet so capable of great creations. This period of time in which I have, like it's August, you will have that sense of conserving your energies, gathering that ball of energy and investing it in something. Yeah, that's what I saw here. Let's see what else. There is definitely some element here of finances being in place, especially in the month of August. Nine of Pentacles speaks about independence, and it's definitely the case here with you either saving money, gathering money. As I said, the things that I have mentioned here with gathering like energy, it could be as well you gathering or saving money. There is an element here of secrecy as well. What I mean by it, so you have all those projects on yourself, or all the potential things that you plan on doing, they are really secret or they are really in your head. So while you are trusting people in your life, even if they are a few, you have those, like the first pile gives me an impression of a person who is a mastermind that has so many goals and ideas and activities in their mind. They are so vast, they are so um, there are so many, and they are so multi-layered that it's really surprising to see that you're carrying all of those with you. I see here a person who is very independent, and their spring of creation is really inside of them, and they only share that with themselves before sharing with the world. So everything I've told you here in the reading concerns the month of August, as I've probably said so many times. See how it resonates, but this first pile is giving me very serious, a person who is very serious, or a person who is very concentrated and directional when it comes to their goals, their abundance, their money, and their overall projects in the future. That was all for you. I guess I'll end the reading here because I'm like half an hour into it. It was quite the mix of energies. The first time I actually meet that kind of specific details in a reading. It's really, I want to say that you'll encounter lots of luck and synchronicity or synchronization. For you will be basically synchronization. You'll have lots of proper elements and circumstances playing in your favor. That means you having the capacity to be in the right place at the right time. You having the capacity to set intentions and goals that are actualized by the greater forces from the outside. So that means you'll have luck in that. So congratulations. Whatever it is that you've set in mind here with that project is worth pursuing. Maybe you're alone right now. Just have that self-confidence and remember here, as this reading showed you, that you have all it takes for you to launch that and to see it reach fruition. You'll be proud. Let me assure you, with the card I saw there, you'll feel that it was worth pursuing in the beginning, even though if no matter if the process was hard, no matter if the process was requiring you to open a new resource in concern with your patients. The grind will be worth it, I can assure you, and if not else, like this culmination of things working in your favor will be only a confirmation for you that you can do whatever you put your mind to, basically. That's like a gift from the universe saying that you are supported and will give you whatever you put your mind and your energy into, basically. So that was your reading. Thank you so much for being here with me. The first pile was quite unique. Those energies were quite something new for me, basically. Be sure to leave a like and comment below how this situation resonated for you specifically. If you're not subscribed yet, please make sure to subscribe. If you want to see, of course, more messages like this, more information in regards to the topics that I really enjoy discussing and opening up here in the readings. And I hope you have all the necessary confidence to pursue your desired goal, because you have all the luck in the universe for that. Not only that, your quality of being and your quality of your soul is really admired. It's really showcased here in the reading. It's being shown as something that is really worth cherishing. It's really worth celebrating. So yeah, thanks for watching, and I hope to see you in my next videos. Till then, stay safe and good luck on your projects. Bye! Hello and welcome to the reading second pile, the ones of you who've chosen this Carnelian stone. Let's see what the month of August has in stock for you. First of all, we've got Transcendence. That's a very beautiful card to have in a pile. I want to say that. Just get ready for what I'm gonna say. Adjustments are required. The Great Gathering. What are you doing with me? Second pile. Knight of Swords. Okay. The Devil. And it's near that card. Let's place that here. Okay. I have no patience, basically, with conveying that message. First of all, let me cover the Transcendence card. As promised, this card for me signifies basically the death card, but in a very specific and intentioned manner, let's say, because the Transcendence card talks about shifts, most likely spiritual ones, but in your case, I feel as though there is something that's going to happen in your month of August that's going to be, let's say, very expressive. You'll definitely notice it and you'll definitely remember when it will happen. Like you'll have that memory of that reading. Transcendence as well speaks to me of a person that has managed to either trigger either that or set in motions events, circumstances, or processes that you have been undergoing that are really did I say it correctly? Sorry. Yeah, it's revolutionizing your surroundings, your energy levels, everything that's soul related. So that means patterns, shadows, shadow aspects, traumas. If you're working with that, you will cause some sort of moving things from their usual place. I'm almost surprised why the tower is not here, because most likely it's going to be a transition that at first is more of a stable one, like that positive sides or that positive effects of, for example, you meditating and you feeling that energy boost, you feeling that subtle and yet powerful shift that's happening in your life, and that people surrounding you are starting to behave with you in a different manner, or you starting to realize that you are saying things and stuff that are usually out of your character, basically. And you'll discover that with the transcendence card, that you're capable of finding much more resource within yourself than you usually like seek that resource from the outside. There is a strong element here of independence and you discovering your sense of autonomy, boundaries, and overall abundance that's really concerned with the self. With the adjustments are required, most likely in that month you'll be faced beginning with this card, beginning with this energy, that you will no longer have that capability to settle for less, to settle for what has been going on into your life so far. I see you as having this month of August, you having a period of cleansing. You basically, to give you a more accurate representation, is that moment in your life in which you decide to finally deep clean your house. And your house metaphorically here represents you, represents your soul, your patterns, your specific identity, basically. And with the adjustments are required, you will no longer have that safety blanket or that safety assurance that you'll settle for less. You'll no longer have that luxury, basically. You'll be, this is either you, or this is going to be concerning with the people that are surrounding you. Most likely with a great gathering, this is going to be concerning as well with the people around you. They will be forced to change their attitude towards you, and they'll no longer have that luxury of treating you the way they did in the past. Hear me out. With a great gathering, this could as well be an event or a situation in which you'll draw quite a lot of attention, so beware of that. That's definitely something to keep in mind. It does not depend on you, by the way. So I know it says here it's all coming together, intuitive hints and soul tribe, but there is, there is like a sense of when the sun makes an outburst of energy, like those solar explosions, or how do you call even them. There is something here that's going to come from your side, which is going to be like a sun explosion. Basically, you'll gather, you'll have like the spotlight. Definitely, I see you having that. The second pile definitely has a moment of total exposure or total attention. There is an element here, or a sense of like a tower moment, but it's a tower moment that happens not in a negative way, and it's very expressive. Everyone sees it. It's like a flash of lightning, you know? There is as well an element of you finally, or you coming to very distinctive confrontation with a person that has managed to like run very indirect and manipulative games and tactics in the background. Why I'm saying that? Because I saw the devil, and it's very interesting because this pile has lots of people that you, let's say, are friends with. You have lots of people as well with the soul tribe, people that understand you, people that are friends. You have support, and somehow still in that circle of support, you still manage to somehow see there a person that is represented by the devil and the Knight of Swords. So that person, they'll have no mercy, because you with the Transcendence card you are going to be so powered up, you'll have your guns ready, and that person, when they'll try to throw again like a small and, let's say, manipulative game towards you, your sword will cut through that immediately. You will have managed to trigger and reveal the devil in that circumstance, basically. So you'll have that flash, could be as well that flash of energy will be directed towards you, revealing some sort of manipulative game. And I can't say it's going to be pleasant, because I got here the house card, but it could be as well a variation, because we don't know it cannot be for everyone that this is going to be a confrontation, but most likely it will be something. Like the Knight of Swords is a very is a fighting individual. No matter how much I can try and change the reading, your month is going to be so exciting in that direction. Basically, there is going to be so much change. Some of you will encounter that change as it being very subtle. Some of you will have met that change intuitively already on some level. So you'll see that, you'll foresee that, you'll see it coming from miles. Some of you were trying to indirectly cause that transcendence, that change of previously accepted and active patterns, and you finally reached the moment in which that practice, that change has happened, and it's there, and it can no longer be postponed. I want to say strongly here that no matter what happens here in that confrontation, everything that's going to revolve around that energy of cleansing, clearing, it's ultimately for your greater good. So there is no going back. Adjustments are required means you'll have no way of avoiding those. So this confrontation most likely cannot be postponed, and that's a good thing, I believe, because everything that's initiated as a apparent change here, as a very potent change, is something that is initiated from the transcendence. That means in no way or shape or form you'll be thrown out of your sense of safety, or in no sense you'll have negative consequences upon what's going to happen. This instability is required because of that adjustment card, that second one. There is a sense of you dropping things that are no longer serving you. That will cover as well that relationship or those relationships. I will say one thing as well. You have managed to attract much attention here with this card, especially with the Transcendence. People notice something about you that is changing, and this is sparking lots of intrigue. This is going to be splitting in halves. That means the people that were accustomed to treating you in some way that is not cohesive with who you are meant to become, they are going to be caught by surprise, because this spiritual shift will definitely throw them off their comfort zone, because they'll have to reevaluate the way they perceive you, the way they interact with you, and the way they are forced to behave. They have to update, basically. They have to update their approach when it comes to you, and this is going to be something that they really dislike, but it's really something that you should be proud of, definitely. And the other half will be the people that really see that spark within you, see that change, see that revolution that you have managed to trigger, and it will spark lots of positive compliments, lots of positive acknowledgments that you have changed. And it will not be you have changed because I was waiting for you to change. It will be you became or you did something that has managed to uncover some sort of inner light that we haven't seen before. So this will be a sense of someone who sees a flower that hasn't yet blossomed. And in this August, you'll feel as though these people will see that flower blossoming, and they'll finally see, they're going to finally see the true colors of that flower, and they'll be in awe, they'll be in amazement, they'll be grateful, they'll be very amazed, and as I said, grateful to have you in their life, because you are definitely someone different in the sense that you're intense, you spark some sort of intrigue, you spark some sort of impression that is really mysterious and light. That mystery is not dark, it's not like shadowy mystery, it's more of a mystery. Who is that person who's walking among us? Because I really can't tell, but they have something within them that really shines. I guess the sun shining through the reading should be as well something that you should be aware of, and it should be as well like a message. By the way, this person I was talking about could be somehow house related, or it could be from your house, like someone like a family member. It could be a close person, a person most likely that you were very eager to trust, but unfortunately because of those patterns they were unable to show and to reciprocate that same level of quality of the relationship, basically. And one thing I wanted to say as well, with the transcendence, with the light that I'm mentioning here, the more you spark, the more you evolve, and the brighter you shine, the more darker those things are going to be shown as. You know, the lighter, when you see how white, for example, is the color white, because of the contrast, when you look at dark or black, you can no longer you see that it's different. I was trying to give you like a metaphor about this, like light and dark. When you perceive something as very light, everything that's dark gets an even more exaggerated quality. Like you see that contrast, and you'll see that with the changes that you have initiated spiritually, this will feel it will feel like even more apparent, like what's happening. You'll no longer have that doubt. You most likely had an inkling or an intuition about that person, but you weren't sure. You didn't want to judge. It will become so much apparent that I sense here it could be even a confrontation, as I said. Don't worry, as I said, this is not going to be like something that's explosive in such a manner that you'll be thrown out of your safety. Know that it's a clearing, and clearings or cleansings or whatever they require some sort of unrooting of situations, relationships, and even energies. Like for a forest to be regrown, if it has become old, sometimes in nature fires occur, and that fire takes all of the old stuff and purifies it. That's when the soil, basically, I don't know much about that, but I believe that's when the soil becomes fertile enough for a new chapter, for the new seeds to grow and take over that forest. Yeah, that was what I felt here. I wanna continue with the next cards. I'll try to draw some rows of cards that will also represent the month of August. So there is definitely feeling of no going back with your second pile. That's centered around the month of August. As I said, let me draw some cards for you that will as well represent this month. So you'll be busy. That's what I saw here most definitely. You'll be overwhelmed a bit. That's what I saw as well. But you'll have some sort of support. If you have a partner, they could be represented by the King of Cups. You'll have support in that period of time if you are not alone, of course. But if not, if you don't have a partner, that means there is going to be a figure of support that will definitely show you that you're not alone. This is relatively interesting to see in the reading, because this pile will have to go through some sort of emotional cycles that will require for you to get out of your comfort zone, as I probably said earlier in the reading. But you most likely have to rest a lot in that period of time. You'll have to recuperate with the star in reverse. You'll have to regenerate, by the way, as well. I assign all of this to this transcendence card, because it's really a powerful one, I believe, to have in the reading. But it's going to be an emotional clearing, some sort of don't overly invest yourselves in activities or in projects right now, in this month, because you yet don't have that free energy to invest in something, because you are still occupied with those unrooting of energies, basically. Yes, I'm done with that deck. Let me check with this one what I can say. Again, the Empress in reverse shows me that you are not in your element, where you feel like you have the energy, like you have the abundance, like all of this. This is a strong warning. This is a strong message to take a step back and to relax, to regenerate, to recharge. Do that, and there is going to be, shortly after you have managed to like regenerate this, an Ace of Pentacles will come. That means there is going to be like a gift of fate. There is going to be like an offer given to you, and you'll have to understand that you have to basically have a period of regeneration. After you have recharged, you will be able to get back on track with your life, and everything will go back in place. Basically the 10 of Wands will flip back in upright. You'll have, by the way, you'll have that sense of everything is getting back to normal, you know? Not only that, everything is getting back to normal, and I'm finding a renewed sense of energy, of wanting to move forward. Like you'll be managing in a parallel way lots of stuff. And if you in the past, or in that right after that tower like change moment, if you were like struggling with that, the Ace of Pentacles will show you that with your renewed sense of energy, you'll finally be able to recharge and get a strong grip back with your life. Again, the Star in reverse. There is something that I as well want to mention with the Star in reverse. You must be definitely someone who is very passionate about setting goals. The thing is, all of that, the life that you have envisioned, because the Star is a card that shows me a person who has lots of dreams, lots of aspirations, but right now they are so stubborn upon pursuing that vision that they aren't like aware of a burnout that they are encountering. Keep in mind and remind yourself that everything that you have set forth as an intention or as an ambition towards your life, everything will come unfolding, but you have to understand that you cannot go against your inner cycles, and you can't be 100% active, productive, and active. You can't have 1000% energy levels all times of the day, because humans are cyclical in nature. That means you'll have periods of time in which you'll have to be very active. You'll have periods of time in which as well you'll have to be equally retreated and regaining of your own sense of energy and inner harmony of how things go. Like, you can't be all the time 100% charged. You can't be. And that's all right, because we are not machines. Just know that everything that you have set in mind is going to come consequently with the way that you feel rested. Like, the more you feel rested and charged energetically, the better you will succeed at pursuing those. And you'll you'll start with the Ace of Pentacles. That means you will start pursuing first something that is really important for you, and then it will go with the next thing, you know. But all of that, keep in mind, will come with you having a sense of feeling or having felt like you rested enough, like feeling well rested. And that will be the beginning, or the spring, that will attract forth everything that's to come, basically, in that direction of your ambitions. And it's interesting because the star here shows many stars. That means you'll have success in those, but you have to be taking that energy of temperance that is lacking here. Like, the people that are watching here are very maximalistic, are very intense. In a positive way, you could be as well explosive when you're setting goals, and you have that. You're most likely those people who are setting so many goals that they are hitting that burnout level or moment, in which they are laying in the bed, basically. They are there because in that bed, because they were doing so much stuff in the background, yet while they are in their bed, they are still mentally in that space of setting goals. So even in your bed, or even in your dreams, I would not be surprised if you are still concerned with those ambitions. Don't be afraid, those are always with you, but you have to be merciful towards yourselves, towards your body, because you're not giving yourselves the rest, the vacation that you deserve. And if you're mentally rested, whatever, then give your body as well a sense of resting. Queen of Pentacles, Nine of Swords. So that means you could be as well concerned with finances. You could be very controlling, by the way. In the month of August, you can be very running into those moments of burnout. But then you could be while you are resting, you are still thinking, you're still controlling, you're still trying to figure out what you can do with your money. Because the Nine of Swords along with the Queen of Pentacles suggests that you have worries and you are haunted by your fears concerning your stability and your money. You feel as though, and I believe you are very abundant in your nature, but somehow those events of unrooting, traumas, energies are somehow affecting your abundance, and you're worried, you're haunted by those fears that you'll not have enough. This is interesting because you'll see how abundant you are, no matter if this is August or not. When you'll exit, when you'll process that fear, you will see that you can generate income, and it's not going to be so dramatic. It's not going to be so explosive, let's say. It's going to be something that's very slow, yet stable, even could be controlled and pleasant. You'll not have that sense of rushing. You'll feel as though you have all the time in the world. There is lots of things that are going in your background, like in your thinking. Very, very interesting, by the way. I don't know if you're a fire sign or whatever. It's not like, I believe it doesn't have to be even a fire sign, but I believe you're very explosive. And your emotions are all over the place with the Queen of Cups in reverse. You're not connected to your emotions, and your abundance comes with your emotions being in place. Okay, let me see what other events or important things will happen that you should be aware of in August. So the good news I want to say, you'll find the key or the solution to your problems. There is going to be a hit of stability basically in that August period of time. You'll have there is going to be a moment in time in which you'll feel very exhausted, and from that moment when you'll successfully rest, you'll start from scratch, and you'll finally begin with new foundations that are going to be strong, and you'll be supported. This is money-wise. I saw that this is concerning as well your activities, your projects, if you are invested in those, and if you are investing in that type of activities, you'll not have that explosive and disrupted energies that I saw here in the reading. Most likely you'll enjoy or invest your time in that specific project, not because you want money, but just because it gives you a sense of joy and you like to be exhausted. It will be an exhaustion that's really pleasurable because you have invested in something that you really see logic, and you find out that you can passionately pursue it, no matter if money is a motivation for that or not. It's really coming with an element or sense of finally getting right a riddle, or finding the key, or finding a solution to a problem. Let's say this pile specifically will discover some sort of inner fierceness that you really had no access to, maybe, or you haven't tapped into those energies. There is some sort of element here of showing me that you'll no longer be afraid to confront people. Like, there is a step towards your authenticity or towards your integrity when it comes to like balancing when you have to be calm and receptive to someone, and when you have to be critical and defensive of your boundaries. There is an element of you having had enough. There is an element of you no longer having the need to defend yourself because you're no longer afraid of what's going to be next, or what's the backlash really that's going to be directed basically to in your direction. Like, you'll have lots of balancing and combining like fire and water, as you can see in that card, because the Temperance card speaks to me of a person as well who is able to get their life going no matter what's happening around them. Like, no matter what people say, no matter what people try to, what sort of influence, no matter what influence they try to cast upon you, there is a sense of like, no, nothing is touching me. Like, this image reminds me of a lighthouse, because the lighthouses are really, they have to be really stable, they have to be really grounded, grounded in the sense that you have to have a strong foundation, because if that foundation is not strong, then the waves of the water is going to like blast them off, like, and it's going to come all crashing down. I see you having like that sort of inner authority with the Queen of Swords in reverse. You having the courage to no longer hide, to no longer accept whatever it is that's directed upon you. Like this second pile with your August, it feels like this energy is very fiery, very action driven as well. Action driven when it comes and when it concerns your exterior, your relationships, and it's going to be a more of a balancing and resting inwardly, relating to your emotions basically, and you being familiarized with your emotions. But there is definitely, if you are someone who likes to basically take on a challenge, to take on a fight, and you have like the arguments, or it's really your element to defend yourselves, or maybe you'll feel like that in that month, then it's basically a good period of time to like set boundaries and set an example of how you want to be treated. Because definitely those energies are showing me that you're going to be revolutionizing, I don't know if I said it correctly, the way people see you, the way they behave towards you, the way they have been accustomed to do so, to relate towards you. You'll not trade your authenticity for anything. Not money, not even like friendship benefits or friends with benefits. Like, there is a strong element here of, if you struggled with codependency or struggled with being dependent upon someone, like you have had enough. It will end. It will be like, I'm better off on my own than to be like joined with a person, to be with them and to be dependent upon them. This is as well a month for you to find friends, to find new connections. You'll find new people, by the way. I'm sure of that. With the Three of Cups, you'll have opportunities to finally nurture and enter or be welcoming of new relationships and people that you want to really know, you know? This element of you transitioning into a new cycle will come with new beginnings, new friendships, new people that will show you that you can be treated differently. So basically that was your reading. If you felt like it resonated and if you felt like it helped you, I'd be grateful for you to drop your story in the comments below. Make sure to like the video for it to be seen by more people, so that the audience can be broadened. And if you're not subscribed, make sure to subscribe, and you'll make sure that you'll see more content that I create that's similar to this one. And if you enjoyed it, then that's a good sign that you'll enjoy the ones that I will create in the future. Once again, thank you so much for being here with me. I hope you have a great day. I hope you're being gentle with yourselves, and I hope that you are not overly demanding upon with your expectation towards yourselves and towards your like physical body, because you obviously deserve rest, and resting doesn't mean that you'll not achieve what you have set in motion. More often than not, I believe when we truly rest, we are welcoming even more productivity and even more like success in whatever it is we are doing. We could be like doing it in a shorter period of time if we are to be fully rested. If not, then I guess it's really a suffering and it's not even enjoyable. So that was your reading. Thanks for watching. I hope you are taking care of yourselves and loving yourselves, and yeah, I hope to see you in the future. Looking forward to like reading your story in the comments below if you are open to that. If not, that's okay. Till then, bye. Stay safe. Hello and welcome to the reading third pile, the ones of you who've chosen the Unakite stone. Let's see what your month of August has in stock for you. Diversity. Nothing is yet set in stone. Eight of Swords. Don't dim to fit in. How are you dimming your light in order to fit in? You have the Queen of Wands. And you've got the Fortune. Okay. Interestingly enough, with diversity in concern with your August month, I can say your August will look very different from what you have encountered in your previous months. Why am I saying that? Because diversity is a card that shows you will try out things that you usually don't. That will be several things, meaning you will most likely change your you'll change maybe places, changing the surroundings, diversifying your relationships, or even trying out stuff that's new. With this second card, the thing that was catching my eye is the fact that this one represents water. So you could be going on a vacation, for example. You could be going at a place that is basically with water. That means it has an element of water here in the reading. As well with diversify, you'll visit a place that is with a body of water that you usually don't visit. So that is indicative to me of some sort of change in regards to movement. So as well with the message, nothing is yet set in stone. That means for you specifically, the month of August is going to be yet something that you have to plan on. Don't believe that there is some sort of element here of determination in the reading, because with nothing is yet set in stone means there is much that is mutable in your situation. That means everything is yet flexible in order for you to decide what you're going to do. This Eight of Swords is a bit intimidating in the reading, because as well it's near that card. I believe inside of you, you are a very honest and a person who possesses lots of integrity and likes to be treated accordingly. There is here an element of being either stuck in a situation or stuck because of a person, and it's triggering you to triggering your authenticity in some sort of way, because it's this card don't dim to fit in. It could also mean that this is an indication that if you see people, for example, if you have lots of people who make plans on their, let's say, vacation, and you feel as though you have to be like them, or you have to repeat those same decisions that people do, like you can be stuck on those expectations, like what should you do with your time, or you may have that person who is deciding what you should do and what you should not do basically in that month. I see you as someone who is very stable and abundant, by the way, but it feels as though for some reason there is some sort of influence from the exterior that is preventing you from actualizing that abundance. You have a very independent nature, but someone here is trying to interfere and basically make them make you dependable on them somehow, you know. Interestingly enough as well, for your month, you will have a very strong sense to want to go out, to want to leave your house, for example, or to like explore new places. That's what I saw here in the reading as well. Your month will basically be adventurous with this second card here, as I saw. It will not be set in stone, because you will feel as though you've had enough time staying at home, something like this. And there is some sort of element of freshness here with this card, with don't deem to fit in. So that means for you, you will have some sort of opportunity or open window for you to explore some sort of how will I do things in my own way in this month? How will I invest my time and energy into something, or in what endeavor I will basically invest that? Because it's definitely some sort of activity that's very unique. That's not something that is usually done. So it almost makes me think of like an artist who tries to draw or to paint something in their own vision, in their own way. So there is strongly an element here of breaking free from some sort of expectations, from some sort of predetermined ways of doing things. That's also like coming here with a diversify or diversity card. Oh, it's diversity, by the way, it's not diversify. It will definitely be exciting, and it will have some sort of element here of expectation and stability. It will not be something that you regret going with, basically. It's like a trip, as I said. It's like a movement to some sort of like element or body of water. So you'll not regret doing that. You're definitely encouraged to do that. And Queen of Wands, you'll feel control. You'll feel a degree of control in your life that is newfound. This control will spark and will be a spring of abundance in your life. So yeah, interestingly enough, your month will be not boring, that's for sure. It will have an element of surprise. It will not be something that you regret experiencing, and you'll be definitely breaking free from some sort of expectations, from some sort of ways of doing things that are usually like, you know, people how they are spending their vacations. They are going like in well-known places. Well, no, this time will be different. You will have your own conditions to dictate, and you're not regretting setting like your foot in place and telling people that you want to do things your own way. So there is definitely here some sort of element of breaking free. And I like that, because you've got as well the fortune card. That means this specific endeavor will be like well established. It will have success, and you are definitely called to initiate initiative to basically show initiative, to be the person who decides, be the person who is entitled to make decisions and to follow them through, because you have what it takes to believe in yourself so much so that you make and craft your own direction, you know. That's strongly coming here in the reading. Most likely there is someone who is not very willing to give you that freedom, but it is worth going through, because I see you as being very joyful, very, like, let's say, satisfied with yourself that you have managed to like make that decision. So definitely in the month of August, expect some newfound feeling of freedom and what else can I do, you know? This element of freedom, by the way, will benefit with your luck, will be a benefit, by the way, with your luck, with your abundance. You'll find that the moment in which you decide for yourself what you can do and what you have to do, you'll see that your abundance connects with you accordingly. That means when you make your way known, when you follow through with it, there is a sense of newfound abundance that's following right in your steps, with a feeling of I'm deciding for myself what I'm going to do. By the way, for you in August will be as well like some sort of spark of intuition. I felt that with this card as well, like with expect things to find some sort of element of foreseeing things before they happen. You could have like dreams that come true. You could have a heightened sense of intuition. If not, you can have a very good intuition or a great capacity to tune in and listen to your own voice. You will see behind the veil. That means you'll see through people, you'll see through situations and circumstances, and you'll most likely feel something coming before it manifests itself into the physical. That means we're seeing events, we're seeing people's actions, behaviors, and expecting some sort of changes that were already like being signaled within like your feeling, your gut feeling. Okay, so let me not like hyper analyze this. I intend to draw some other 2 rows of cards, see how I can integrate that in the time limit. There is an element here of hesitance, of hesitating in life, or in not, it's like I'm not being sure. I'm not sure if I should pursue what I believe to be right, or I'm not sure if what my voice is telling is worth going for. And you'll have that moment of breakthrough finally. Like you will be no longer in that energy of not being sure. You'll be back again, like eight of swords. There has been a stagnant situation in your life in regards to your decision making, in regards to where you want to go in life, or what you want to pursue, or what's the direction that you want to take overall. This is going to come to an end in August, and you'll finally discover a new it will be a newfound spark of intention, of action, and of direction overall in your life. And it will finally be something that's initiated from you and not from someone else. And I want to congratulate you on that, because in life you were following someone else's directions. You were so trusting other people's decisions, and you sincerely believed that you really have to listen to those people, because this will be different. Like some of you'll think maybe they know better, maybe I don't know better, maybe I'm inexperienced, maybe that person knows much more in life than me. And this all is coming to an end. You'll finally see the great disappointment that you felt, that you had with these people giving you directions, and you'll understand that your voice, your guidance was the best possible gift, the best possible direction that you could have taken all along. You know, yeah, so the Emperor in reverse is either someone who wasn't able or who isn't able to take responsibility upon their life, and you are finally coming to a direct realization that you can actually take the lead in your life, and it is not going to be the end of the world, and it's not going to be a bad ending. Quite the opposite. You'll find that you'll be all the steps that you're going to take coming from your side, they are all going to be supported. They are all going to be a revelation of your being of your expression in this world, and you'll not feel as though you have to like please everyone around you, because it's your life, it's your decision, and you deserve to be in charge of your own life, because your guidance matters and your guidance is the best possible thing for you specifically. There is no longer an element here of rushing. There is no longer a sense of wanting things to happen before they have to, basically. So if you were someone who was basically like rushing and trying to solve things all at once, there is a strong sense of security and stability that's going to affect you, and that's going to bring everything to a halt and show you what's really important. So you'll see many options that weren't actually available to you due to that influence from the exterior, because of that stuckness, either being related to other people's opinions, or it being related to your own fear of guiding yourself, or of accepting your own guidance, basically. So with the Mage card, I want to congratulate you with the fact that you'll see that you not only have one opportunity, not only one direction, you'll find that you have many. And it doesn't even have to be like one direction that you have to pursue. You'll have such a great sense of gratitude and abundance that you can actually pursue multiple things at once, and that each of those are actually bringing you a sentiment of fulfillment, that you can generate multiple, like, you can attract and generate multiple streams of abundance in your life. You'll feel very proud of yourselves, and you'll find that you don't have to share every single thing with the people around you, that your successes and your appreciation, your validation is really something that is coming from you, and your validation is enough. Like you complimenting yourself, you being happy, at peace with your own direction, is something that is really fulfilling, and that is not necessary to be validated from the exterior. Like, if those were expectations, if those were like what people think, what people do, you'll care, like your level of care will be like a 0%, and you'll be much more concerned with how you can avoid to disappoint yourselves and not other people. As well, expect some sort of element as well of, I'm repeating myself again, of instability. Don't rush. As I said, you'll sense that life has cycles in which you have to pause and to be very attentive. You'll not have to rush into stuff so much so that you're desperate. And know that this month is very like psychologically based, psychologically centered. It's all around you transforming the patterns that are within you, and you don't have to like measure your success to other people's successes, because you have your own timing. Your evolution and your cycles are going around in their own unique way, and there is an intricate logic, a wise and really harmonious and beautiful logic in which things in your life and your psychology like revolves around your life. You have to understand that it's not even you have to, you will understand, because I saw that in the reading, that everything that's happening is inside of you. All of your reactions, all of your emotions are really such a beautiful construct and such a beautiful cause and consequence. You'll see that everything makes sense. You'll gain a greater understanding of you, of what it means to be you, and what it means to really live here on this earth and find what's truly important for you, no matter what people say. Like, if people value money, and for example, you don't value that, I'm giving you an example, it doesn't have to be, and if you value something else that is so intricately and intimately relating to you, to your inner world, to your inner values, you'll find that you're so overjoyed pursuing that and not what other people consider to be successful. Even if with that Two of Swords you may be alone in that period of time, that means you'll be setting the stage for people entering in your life that are really supportive and accepting of you following through your vision, your quest, no matter how different and how unique and specifically beautifully tailored and geared towards you it really is. So that means no more influences from the exterior, no more stuckness that's relating to the Eight of Swords. This is your life. You're finally following through with your dreams, no matter how they look and no matter what people say of how and how not you should be basically dealing with your life. I'm really feeling a very beautiful sense of regeneration here with this third pile, and I wanna tell you that you're doing so much great than you actually so much greater, I guess, than you actually believe, because maybe you don't believe in yourself with the Emperor in reverse, and you don't have that assurance. Maybe people, your caregivers, I believe, or the people that you really relied upon didn't give you that self-confidence, that reassurance that all the things that you do, like all your rationale around how you decide things, around who you are, it's perfect. It's operating on such perfect mechanism. It's such a universe upon itself that it's beyond beautiful. It has no words, and you have to understand that everything is all right and that you have all it takes for you to be happy, and that you matter, like that we appreciate your efforts, that we appreciate you being here, and that everything that you do, no matter what it is that you're doing, basically, it being an expression of you, it's actually something that's so irrepeatable, so unique and so beautiful that you cannot say, you cannot have any sort of criticism towards that. Like, there is a strong energy here of wanting to validate you for all the things that you have decided alone, for all the struggles that you have undergone, and that you don't have to be alone in pursuing those, and that you are loved, basically. You are accepted, you are understood every step of the way, no matter how it was, no matter how it went. Everything makes sense, and you are all right to have done everything that you have done so far. So most likely you crave that validation, and here it is. Everything is all right. You have been doing everything right. There is nothing wrong with you. You are perfect. You are perfect by design. You are perfect by design. I encourage you to affirm that. When you're alone, I am perfect by design. And feel whatever it is that is trying to surface and like be a contradiction to that, because your battles, your journey is wonderful. It's really beautiful, and it's really, there is nothing wrong. You are innocent. You are perfect. There is no fault here. Everything so far, how it has gone perfectly, in the sense that I don't validate things that are negative. Like, I don't justify things. I'm just saying that the way you have carried yourself so far, it's all right. It's the best thing that you could have done. It's the best decision that you made with the information that was available, and it's all right. There is nothing wrong with that. The King of Swords suggests to me as well as a message that you are closed off, or were closed off from people because they didn't understand you. With the August, you'll find that this is finally shifting. You'll find a new sense of empathy, of understanding from people. but take your time, like take as much as it is needed for you to like recharge fully. Great changes await your life, await you in general. A very huge change I see here with the Tower card. Don't worry, it's not a negative card. Tower and Devil. Let me check. Most likely you are shifting patterns right now, and you might be expecting like the worst, being in that energy of expecting the worst. And I wanna urge you to understand the fact that this story that's concerning your past, it doesn't have to continue on, it doesn't have to perpetuate itself endlessly, and it most likely will not continue on, because in August I feel as though there is going to be like a revelation. It will be it could be as well something that's not entirely like usual, because the Devil card and the Tower card together are definitely something, is definitely a combination of cards you don't see every day. But I don't want you to fear that, because there is a strong sense that this pile has seen lots of disappointment in their life, and this is coming to an end. This coming to an end is going to be like a culmination, as well as it being a culmination and a revelation for you. I want to draw some cards as well to clarify that message here with the Tower and the Devil and the Sun in reverse. This is all some, it feels like it's going to be like some great test that you have to endure, and that will have to like signify the end of all your suffering here with that specific pattern that I have described. So give me a moment to explain to you what I saw here, basically in add-on with those 3 cards. So I'm sure many of you are familiar with the concept of the dark night of the soul, or such a thing as when you emotionally process a difficult event, there is some sort of moment mid-process that is like very unbearable, or something like this. For example, if you encountered in your life that sentiment or feeling of grief, you'll find that there is a sort of peak in that energy, like there is a sort of like bubbling up of stuff that's like the critical moment. So I see that critical moment or dark night of the soul being both your let's say uncomfortable moment and your liberation. You'll look back at that event or at that situation and be like, I hated it mid-process, but it was so worth it because it was equally as cleansing. The star in reverse reminds me of that being a cleansing. A 7 of Wands reminds me of a cleansing of that energy of you in life being alone and you not being able to be with someone that understands you. And the Ace of Wands signifies for me a new beginning that is just on the brink of that dark night of the soul. Don't panic with those cards. I want to say the Devil is something as well, like an event, or it could be even a feeling, because let's be honest, events evoke feelings, and even in relationships it's the same. It's going to be like a feeling that's all engulfing, and it's going to be a feeling that's very, it's not going to be, let's say, comfortable, but it's going to be like a cleansing, as I said. It's going to be something that's necessary in order for you to like when you hit the rock bottom and you rise at the same, let's say, height, that's dependent to the depth to which you fell. you know. I don't know if it makes sense. I hope it does. But what I was trying to say, that there are events in our life that spark lots of negative emotions, but those are just emotions, and I believe they are being called to surface in order for us to feel them and to finally release them. Most likely this is going to be relating to some sort of conflict, that Tower and Devil. Don't be afraid. That is a message that's very empowering, by the way. You will have the upper ground in that situation with a strength card in reverse. You will have, trust me, that you will have your voice back, no matter who is that person with whom you will be quarreling. And believe me when I'm saying that from the exterior, whatever the situation may be, it will feel as though you are being like cornered by, let's say, people that are against you. That's an example. From the exterior, it feels like everything is going to like be bad, but with a Hierophant in reverse, with a strength card, you will have so much resilience, so much force, such a great and powerful voice that will obliterate anything that's in your sight, everything that's in your way of you becoming the best version of yourselves. Every block that's preventing you from loving yourselves is going to be blasted away in such violent manner that no matter who is that person who is trying to like interfere with you, they will have the consequences of doing that, and it's going to be in their face, and most likely they will remember that and regret it later on. Strength in that situation right after that shows me that you have some untapped fierceness within yourself that will basically blast off everything that's in your way of becoming an actualized version of yourselves. Remember that you weren't guided thus this far just to be disappointed. So don't hyperfixate on that in no shape or form. You will understand what I mean when you'll unlock that power. Like, you see that lion, and there is like a cat here that's like holding that lion's mouth open. And if you were to look at this image, you'd say, this cat has no chance. But trust me, this is no ordinary cat. This cat has an infinity symbol above its head. That means the power that is holding that lion's mouth open is definitely not from this earth. So I guess you should be... I guess I gave you something you should be thinking about. That was your reading. That was a very interesting story, an interesting life story. I saw here in the reading, and I want this reading as well to be like a checkpoint for you. If things like go bad, come back to the reading and remind yourselves that you're perfect by design, and there is nothing that is going to cover that light. I honestly don't want this reading to be like an overly positive and sugar-coated message. I wanted to show you that everything that's described here has an equal opportunity to be transcended and to be transformed from the lows into equally as high, like as an energy. So I hope I have managed to succeed in that goal. Thanks for being here. Thanks for watching. Make sure to like the video if you enjoyed the message. For more, make sure to subscribe if you're not yet, and if you feel like it, you can drop your story in the comment section below. I'd be like, just write a pile 3 and I'll know for sure that this was you. Because sometimes I'm trying to read for myself and I'm trying to pick pile, and when I see the first card, immediately it sends me back to all the things that I have opened in the reading. So that's funny. I guess there is no coming back from remembering that. But thanks for watching, stay safe, and remember that you have lots of things within you that wait to be discovered. Things that you, even yourselves, you overlooked those. You'll see what I mean, especially with that hour moment, and the thing that I told you about the strength card. So yeah, till then, please stay safe and take care of yourselves. Hope to see you in the next videos. Bye! Hello and welcome to the reading fourth pile, the ones of you who've chosen the red Jasper stone. Let's see what the month of August has in stock for you. I don't even know with which one to start. Kindred Soul in reverse. Knight of Pentacles. Mediate and Contemplate. Break the Chain. Eight of Swords in reverse. And you've got the Officer. What I can say right off the bat with first card here for your reading is the fact that you have a deep longing or a desire to be with someone, or you have a craving for intimacy and commitment. So this first pile, I want to tell you, this is more like a scan, but I will continue on to say, okay, let me concentrate. August for you, specifically with Break the Chain and Mediate and Contemplate, will be something that is breaking like the usual tradition or norm. Like this August will be very different from what you usually do. There is a sense or a feeling of boredom here, like it either could be because you have encountered lots of routine, monotony, or like your life being some sort of like boring, and the August that's coming, it's more of a breaking free of that sense of boredom, or like following through and doing things in a certain way. There is strongly someone here who has an officer card, means there is someone who is very critical, or someone that has been very critical of you, and that criticism, that separation is carrying on in relationships. It's a really contrasting energy here to have that card in the reading. Know that this has come up in the reading for you to encourage and to give you like a hope that things will change for the better. Basically, you'll find that you'll have an open window of opportunity when it comes to like finding someone who finally understands you and someone who can initiate or give some sort of promise in the direction of commitment, and you finding like it's also like giving me like some sort of twin flame, something like a soulmate. Like you have a great desire to achieve that or to have that person. Seems as though the August for you will be some sort of opportunity to invest and to explore those directions in your life. Hear me out when I say that this element of non-commitment or criticism that you have encountered with a person from the past. It could be even a partner, or sometimes it could be even a family member or something like this. All of this period of contrast, of things and events showing you what you really don't want, it's all coming to an end. And finally in August you'll finally believe sincerely that you can build something that is lasting, that you can actually find someone who is like you, who likes you, who understands you, and who can like predict positively your next move without you over explaining. Why I am so confident about that message? Because I saw break the chain. Break the chain means things, the way they went, the way they repeated, that was, we call that a cycle, for example. It's ending. It's finally transitioning, it's finally transforming, and you don't have to continue in that sort of beginning or energy of you being alone, you being criticized, you being alienated. Some of you will even be like, you have encountered like a partner, or as I said, someone who is very like critical of you. It almost feels like, let's say, if we were to say like this person loved you, for example, and they criticize you, it's not even that. A person is not committed, and at the same time they still manage to somehow criticize and give you some sort of opinion. It feels as though they are like analyzing you under a microscope or something like this, for finding flaws, for finding what's wrong, what's in their opinion not going right. This is all coming to an end. With mediate and contemplate, this situation will be over in not an explosive way. This will be a gradual ending. It will be like a gradual transition. It being either an ending with that person, or just an overall like drifting off from that energy and shifting those tendencies, you know. As I said, the tower is in reverse. That means you'll have a very, let's say, comfortable transition here. It will not be like a blast. It will not be something that you regret, or that you were met with an event or a circumstance that forced you to like change or something like this. Your August will be a very soft month. It will be like finding out truths and insights that were like buried within you, and the realization of those is not backed by some sort of destructive event as it is shown in the tower. Either that, or this will not be triggered in a like abrupt way, or you'll come to a conclusion that's natural, you know. For those of you who are interested or invested in self-development, finding out how you can like break through some patterns, blockages that are preventing you from finding, for example, love, this reading is a great sign that the effort that you have invested in those techniques is finally paying off, and that some shift has occurred, leading you to the breaking of the chain. By the way, the August, as I said, is like symbolically represented by you breaking the chain, rewriting the future. So that means basically, if you had some sort of fears projected in the future, if you had an image of a future that is any less than like fulfilling, or that you believe that your future is basically haunted by some sort of fears and obsessions of how things can go wrong, I see things clearing out, and you finally discovering that you can actually believe that your future can be actually positive, and that there is a great possibility for you to live a life that's not stressing you out. Right now, probably, I don't know when you'll be watching that video, but there is an element of stuckness, like you being hyperfixated upon finding someone who understands you, someone who really gets you from the start. Like, I sense as though you are so wanting to reach that level. It feels as though you have not found that maybe in your family, or you were like judged, as I said, in a relationship, and you have that equal craving for you to find the opposite and to actualize, like, to find a partner that you can say they can love me like I was never loved in my past, something like this. What else um, is your August about? Oh, that's interesting. So you have attention. That means the Knave of Swords for me signifies someone will be actively pursuing you. Someone will give you attention. Someone will try to make themselves noticed. Though it will be in a very indirect manner, and most likely you'll not be direct either in noticing their attention, but there is definitely someone who is trying to catch your attention, showing you that they are really interested. Oh, that's so funny. The High Priestess, and it's in reverse. It feels as though that person is gathering information about you from all the possible sources, and I wouldn't be surprised if that person resorts to some sort of, as well, tarot readings, for example, or like intuition information, like they whatever it is that they can capture about you. I feel as though they are trying to get to know you, but indirectly. Like, I feel as though this person will not approach you, though they'll make sure to know every intricate detail about you indirectly from what they have available. I see you as though you are very... This story I have told you about is reminding me of someone who lives those secretly inside of them. On the exterior, you look like you're very occupied, you're very busy, you're very work oriented, and that you really don't have time for anything else. I believe strongly that this pile is not very emotionally expressive. What else the August has for you? Okay, let me follow up with another one. Oh, that's so cute. So basically, I don't know, it feels as though either that person, but because they are indirect, it makes me think that there will be another person who is basically seeing you sad, and they are like trying to cheer you up. It's like, why they're always so sad, why they are always so moody and so like overworked as well with that card, and they'll be like, what can I do for them to feel better, basically. So I see someone pursuing you because they see you, like they sense some sort of feeling of sadness within you. So I wanna say right off the bat that you, the fourth pile, have a dream of meeting or seeing someone that truly understands you. There is a deep sense of loneliness in that story that I told you here, and that is all concerning like the past, everything that has happened before August. August feels like, for you specifically, a new chapter that will invite, that will be like a symbolic shift, basically. It starts off with breaking the chain, as I told you, mediating those interior energies and subtle changes that you'll undergo, transitioning from a very traumatic situation in which you were judged unfairly and really in a very exaggerated way, and you finally transitioning into some sort of neutrality in which you'll be pursued. And this is so funny. I just saw the Knave of Wands. That means you'll catch attention of several people. So don't be worried, don't be worried about this person being the only one who is going to pursue you. That ain't true. Most likely you'll be so stuck on that situation I've told you here that you'll encounter some sort of blindness that is induced because of those emotions. Like you'll have a period in which you'll have to like heal and understand and still get rid and process your past. I don't like the word get rid, but I do like the word integrate and process. You're so funny because of that 10 of Wands, because secretly you do desire a relationship, though you don't like showing that apparently to everyone, and I believe that has its place and that's all right. But you don't even know how in high regards some people can have you. Like, believe me when I tell you that with the Judgment card there is going to be an individual so striving to make you feel better because they deeply admire or appreciate you. And it will be like a shock for some of you. It will be like, it will be like, I don't believe someone out there exists to love me, and that person will be like, but I exist. Why don't you give me attention? And it's almost ironic because this blindness I've told you, it's induced because of those. It's induced by that state of affairs, you know, and that it's funny because you'll not see it coming. You'll be a bit closed off from the relationships in general due to that experience, but let's see what else. Yeah, so you'll be closed off for a while. You'll be hesitant. You'll be hesitant to enter relationships, though there will be many who will pursue it. That starts from August, that continues on. It could be that it's initiated in August and it pans out throughout the month. But the first feeling I got was I felt like a sense of sadness here in the first thing. Like, it's not even pity because I don't pity. I feel sadness when people get to go through such intense stuff. But you end up, my dear one, in a situation that makes you very spoiled. Why? Because I got an image of someone like being very selective and developing very high standards in relationships because of that experiences. Like, you went deeply low in that. You drew the necessary conclusions, and now you have as equally as high of an expectation. That's all right. I'm just saying it for the amusement sakes. Four of Cups shows me that will be many will be rejected just because you didn't have like the right atmosphere for that person, or you had that feeling or thought that, yeah, I just don't like their haircut, something like this. And I'm not judging you, like, I'm not saying that in a bad way. It's just, it's so ironic because sometimes you can be presented with that and then you shift to that and you're basically the opposite of what you started with. And it's like the story of many people who became popular, for example, and you find out that they were really born like broke and they had no money. That's definitely your case with our relationship situation. I've managed to like show that side of things so many times that my fingers are exhausted, tired. But you'll be like that person who is spoiled and being given so many sweets, and they're like, no, I don't like that sweet, like biscuit or whatever it is, because it doesn't look the way I would like it to look. So some sort of things like this. I'm not coherent enough. But I guess the metaphor showed that you'll be very spoiled in your decisions, in your choices, and I guess it's alright to have high expectations. Nothing wrong with that. I'm just like, I like the reading so much that I like to like throw spice in that, and it's funny. Like, you'll be very, very free in rejecting what you don't like. So this August is starting off with lots of new relationship openings and lots of new people trying to like come into your life and try to nudge and give you the impression or the hints that they like you. See me, notice me, I'm obviously pursuing you, and believe me, that person is very like a spy. That person is like a, I cannot tell you, like, this person is ready to like endure many things in order for them to find out only like a little information will like spark so much passion for them to continue on pursuing and finding new things. I hope this is not a stalker, by the way, but there is definitely, because you play like the unavailable one, or you play as a person who's not willing to like participate, or this intrigues them, and you'll have many more. Like, this is lower in rank, this will be higher, I believe, in rank. Like, this will be a much more higher in regards to, like, let's say money, or who is that person, maybe popularity or something like this. You'll have that feeling when people fight for you, definitely, with the Five of Wands. And you won't believe me because of that, but you'll see what I mean. You wanted people to fight for you, and you'll achieve that finally. You'll even be annoyed. Like, you saw that you craved that, but you'll be annoyed at some point because you'll see how people fight for you, and you're like, no, I don't want that, I don't want you, and you, and you, and you in general, all of you. Five of Pentacles, King of Pentacles, like, try to not be overly exaggerating in your rejections. And so basically the fourth pile will be about opening a new era of dating or something like this. It's like funny. Five of Pentacles as well revolves around you deriving your self-esteem around money. So that ends. You'll no longer feel like your self-esteem depends upon your money, and you'll manage to like separate those money and your self-esteem. It will be disconnected, though it doesn't mean like you won't have money. It will be like abundance comes with me having that self-esteem, them being connected, you having that self-esteem, money will come. And if you struggled financially, your August will be, if not actively with money, like if you don't receive money, though this card is showing me that you could have like a raise or sum of money that's being given to you, you'll most likely unlock new sentiments or whatever, emotions or feelings of abundance. So yeah. Six of Swords. So the funny thing is, I don't see you yet being ready with an idea of a partnership or committing yourselves or making a choice in the direction of a direct partnership, though I believe it's alright to take your time in that direction. Don't see nothing wrong with that. You value your independence and your idea of self separate of the relationship, while still you have a strong craving, a need to be understood. You are still discovering yourselves and discovering who you are truly within you and what makes you you, and you are not yet ready to step into a relationship that is required for you to like have you and have someone else at the same time, maybe. Yeah, that's what I saw in the cards. Basically, if that's not about you, then most likely this is not your reading and you have to choose another pile. But I strongly believe that this pile is for singles or something like this. If you have a relationship that's any less than what I have described here, then it's most likely yeah, most likely it's about you, or if it's not about you, then most likely it's not your pile, because it's a very distinct message here. Trust me that you are very attractive. Like with those cards, there will be many eyes upon you. It's not even like there will be. There have been. You are not aware of that. Let me see what else your August has in stock for you. I saw it. It flew upright. Your wish fulfillment will come unexpected. So I see no sense in asking for time periods. I see no sense in asking whether you'll end up alone or not, because it's not the case. You will be with someone, you will have a family, definitely. You'll not be alone, trust me. No matter what your mind is telling you, or no matter what are your beliefs, or this feeling, whether it's haunting you or not, you'll not end up alone. I would just expect that you're not going to be with someone in a very, like, you'll be met with an unexpected turn of events, no matter what your situation is. But you'll not be alone, trust me. You'll not die alone, if that's your fear. And as well, that's in regards, I guess, as well, without desire. You'll not be, if you have a feeling like nobody will understand me, nobody will fit my needs, and that nobody out there understands me in order for me to enter a partnership, don't believe that. It's not true. This is going to yet be a revelation for you, in the sense that you'll discover that not from a word, not from someone else, not from reading, not from finding random information. You'll find it in your own personal experience. It will be like a wish fulfillment. The star talks about wish fulfillment, and it will come towards you. You'll have no need to initiate anything. You'll not have no need to like make it happen somehow. You'll not have to manifest it. It will have a very organic way in which it will find you. It will find you unexpectedly. It will find you in the least, the moment in which you least expect it. Let me continue on. If there are some other messages concerning your month of August. Prepare yourself, prepare yourselves to be in a role of a person who is yet like alone, but very like cutting and precise, assertive, and protecting of their boundaries. By the way, that's most likely even relating to your work situation. In your work situation, you are going to feel much more in control, in authority, like people are going to respect you. If you are not respected, people will definitely do that. If you felt stuck, by the way, any feeling of stagnation that was going on in your life for a very long time, in which you felt victimized, in which you felt like you can't exit a situation, you can't transform a situation, no matter how much you try or how much you whatever it is that you're doing, it's not working. Things are changing, breaking the cycle, breaking the chains. This card, whatever wish or stuckness you encountered, everything that's relating with that word is coming to an end, and it's basically transforming. It's going to transform in a way that you're not expecting it. It's not going to be controlled by you. You're not going to make anything actively that's going to transform that stuckness. It's just going to happen on its way, on its own accord. But it's all relating to your like subconscious desires, needs, could be even past or traumas, but everything that you can do that's like a help in introspection is definitely something that's going to be of great use in the month of August for you specifically. If you can manage to like unroot that lack mentality, it will be of great use for you. What else will happen in August? You'll meet, by the way, you'll meet someone who is like a match to you, which you'll maybe feel distant from that person, or that person will like handle themselves in such a way that they are not going to let you in, or they are not going to give you an impression that they care or that they want you in their life. But they're definitely going to keep an eye on you. I feel as though this is the case, or you'll be very close with that person, or they're just going to be like of help. They will aid you. They will like find a way to basically aid you in some way, shape, or form. Before you step in that relationship I've told you about, you are encouraged to explore romance, flirting. Don't be afraid to explore that, and don't be afraid to experiment, by the way, because there is no need for you to establish at first a very strong, stable relationship. Sometimes I feel as though with these cards it's necessary to enjoy the time and live in the moment with someone who maybe appreciates you and, let's say, gives you some sort of like attention, or expresses their love, for example, or their affection, even if like this is something not so long term. If you are into that, and if you're not like wanting to wait for that relationship in which you'll feel like every need of yours is met, then you're definitely encouraged to like be playful, be open to relationships that, let's say, are not very serious, yet they are making you feel not so alone maybe, and that are making you feel like light-hearted, and like you can try some sort of light romance, just to not be in those energies of like seriousness, like you carry the world on your shoulders alongside with your expectations. But yeah, that's what I saw in the reading advice for this month. Don't close yourselves from the world, don't close yourselves from communication. That's as well with that. If you don't consider someone worthwhile in pursuing like as a romantic interest, don't close yourselves off immediately or completely from that person, because there are some, let's say, benefits or common grounds that you can explore with that person, them being like a friend, for example, and you don't have to cut the connection off, or you don't have to cut yourselves from the world just because someone didn't meet your expectations, though you are right to have those, and you're definitely encouraged to pursue your dream into achieving that relationship that will understand, love, and appreciate you, because that's definitely something achievable. It's tangible, it's real, it's not something that you imagined and something like this. You've got the star, that means it will happen, though it will happen when you least expect it and when you're not in resistance with that desire. So that means in the moment in which you'll feel like you don't care, that person will appear. Most likely you'll be occupied or busy with something else, with an area of your life, for example your finances, because that was a theme. This person will definitely appear when you least expect it. So I guess there is nothing you should be stressing about. You're breaking the cycle, so congratulations upon that. You're doing a great job with mediating and contemplating the choices and the experiences that were happening in your past. You're definitely doing great with that. And as well, you'll have lots of attention, you'll have lots of people showing you romantic interests, and I hope you enjoy being spoiled. But that's all right. I appreciate those energies, and I appreciate people who know their price, who know their worth, and who can actually find and pursue what they truly desire and not accept to be handed with any less. So that was your reading. Thanks for watching. If you're not subscribed, make sure to do so, because I have more content like this. Make sure to check my older videos. like the video for it to be spread, or if you liked what you saw, if it resonated, and if it felt like it was an answer to like a call or like a story of yours, then make sure to comment below. And yeah, I hope to see you in my next videos. Till then, stay safe and take care of yourselves.